Hello and welcome to Staying Ahead of the Curve. I'm Jeff Snyder, Vice President, Senior Consultant with Cammack Retirement Group, and I'm joined today by the Executive Director of Spark, Tim Rouse. Tim, thanks for joining us on the show today.
Jeff, thank you for having me, and thanks for being here.
And I should also say thank you for hosting us today at the Spark conference. It's been great to kind of interact with my peers, with Recordkeepers, asset managers, and other interested third parties. So thank you again for hosting us.
I think it's a great venue for that, so we're glad to have you.
So I wonder, before we kind of get into the trends that are affecting retirement plans, wonder if you might want to take a couple minutes to talk about Spark. I know you've been involved for a little bit over a year now, and if you wouldn't mind just kind of walking the audience through the mission, the values, et cetera, of the organization.
Sure. Spark, I have been, it's now going on my first anniversary. Spark is a wonderful organization that is the industry association for the 401k providers. So my membership is made up of the record keepers, the mutual funds, the investment firms, the banks who are typically providers of 401ks, 457, 403b plans.
And what's great is that you have this broad perspective. I mean, you've been in the industry for many number of years, and you bring that experience to this organization. And I think that's great. So you had that perspective.
I have. I've been around for a long time. Sometimes it shocks me how long I've been around, but it is a great opportunity because I know people in many different organizations to be able to continue to work with them.
Now, over the last 2 days, we've had Ed Murphy give the keynote address yesterday from Empower Retirement, and today Jamie Ohl from Lincoln Financial Group spoke, and they really talked thematically about retirement policy and helping Americans save and plan for their retirement future. And wondering if you might spend a couple minutes talking to the audience about what you're seeing in terms of DC trends. I know you've got some things going on with, just talked to John Scott about auto IRA, we've got cybersecurity. There's so many issues going on around our industry. Wondering if you wouldn't mind walking us through some of them.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I think that it's some of the things that are most important to us right now, and these are themes that I'll just pick up on from things that Ed has said and things that we've heard from Jamie and others. And that is, the first thing is that the defined contribution system, as Ed points out, is a success. And it's been a successful system for decades now. And our industry sometimes fails to recognize those successes. Is there a chance or is there an opportunity to improve them? Absolutely. And Ed pointed out a few of those. Technology is one thing that we can certainly leverage to better provide services and education to both plan sponsors as well as participants. There's also the opportunity to improve on the plan designs themselves. And I'm sure Ed talked about increasing auto features for plans. And then finally, there is the public policy that, and there's things that we as a nation can do to improve the plans. And then you think about what Jamie said today, and Jamie was highlighting really the benefits of that education that the industry provides to participants. And Jamie gives the example of $24 billion that is money that is really kind of left on the table because participants don't avail themselves of a match. Now, if you pair that with what Tom Cammack said yesterday when we looked at fees, the industry tends to be focused strictly around fees. But when you looked at Tom's presentation from yesterday, fees really only represented a very small portion of a participant's end value at retirement compared to what Jamie said would be on average $43,000 in additional revenue if people really participated in their match program. And she likened it to that personal trainer. So I think that the industry should learn to celebrate its successes, but then also look for those opportunities to improve the system overall. There are obviously other important things going on. You mentioned data security. Data security is an important feature in all of our lives, not just in the defined contribution industry, but the defined contribution industry dealing with people's dealing with people's money have long focused on protecting money, and that goes well before the electronic age. We had safes and vaults where we would protect people's money. Now that those safes and vaults have turned into electronic defenses, and so our members have been investing a ton of money and resources to protect assets that are at risk from cyber criminals. But it's now time to be able to demonstrate that out to the community. And what we're doing is that we are bringing together the consultant community, and I want to thank Cammack for being one of the initial volunteers to participate on that cybersecurity oversight board, so that the plan consultants are really the voice of the clients. And at the same time, the record keepers are there to ensure that their concerns are met. And part of their concerns really are they don't want to expose to the world the types of things that they are putting in place to protect people's privacy and their private data and their assets, because that obviously becomes a risk. But at the same time, we know that we need to demonstrate to your clients that we have their best interest in mind.